Hey guys, we're just finishing up our series Life After Life. And in this series, we've tackled some really heavy topics about heaven and hell, and we've answered a lot of questions. But before we ever did this series, we asked you guys for what all your questions were, and to be honest, you had just hundreds of questions about heaven and hell, and we didn't get to attack all of those or answer all of those, and what we wanted to do is just spend 1 week just answering some of your questions, and some of them are funny and some of them are very serious, but we're gonna answer a couple of those questions that we didn't get to. Sound good? All right, so one of the questions that you guys asked was, what am I gonna look like? You guys are super concerned with, like, what are you gonna look like when you get to heaven? And by the way, with all questions about heaven, the answer should really be, I don't know. Like, I just want to be honest, like, a lot of the things with heaven are mysteries. We know some things from what the Bible says in some passages, but in the end, I don't think we're ever going to truly know the whole story until we get there. We have some snapshots a little bit, but until we get there, we won't fully know. But what are you gonna look like? There's a lot of belief that you're gonna look a little bit different, actually, because here's the thing. The Bible describes heaven as being a place where there's no sickness, no disease, no death, and that also means no age. So that means that you're not gonna grow older, so that means you may not look the same. As a matter of fact, you'll probably have a new body, but the Bible also says that you're gonna be recognizable, so you'll look different. Now, one of the questions is like, will I have angel wings? Am I gonna look like I have these big old angel wings in heaven? Well, the answer to that is no, you won't. Because a lot of people think that when they get to heaven, they become an angel. That's not true. As a matter of fact, angels are their own thing. Angels are not people that have died. Angels are their own creature that have been around long before humans. So when we die, we don't become angels, but the Bible pretty much says that you want to be human. It's better. It's even better than being an angel. So one of the questions you guys asked a ton about is animals and pets. You guys are very concerned about your pets. Like, will my pet be in heaven? And can pets be in heaven? And will Mr. Foovykin's Snugglebutt be in heaven? One, I don't know why you named your dog that. That's weird. And two, the answer is I don't know for sure, but the Bible does allude in a couple passages that there would be animals in heaven. And here's what I kind of think is, if God made all the animals on earth, and they're all his creation, and he did an amazing job with it, and we love them, and heaven is better than earth and more amazing, why wouldn't it include animals? So I kind of think that animals will be there, not because they're so good, but animals will be there because we enjoy them, and God made them and he's awesome. So that's kind of what I think about that. Now, one of the questions was, will there be dinosaurs in heaven? Probably just the plant eaters, because I think the meat eaters are probably, I don't know if I'd want a T-Rex in heaven trying to chase me. A lot of you guys asked, is heaven gonna be boring? And I totally get this question. A lot of you guys asked tons of questions about, is heaven gonna be fun? When I was a kid, I used to go to a really boring church. I'm just gonna tell you, like, really boring. And I would go to church and I'd be like falling asleep, in the middle of church. And I remember that we used to sing a song in church that was said, when we've been there 10,000 years, describing heaven. And I thought to myself,
oh my gosh, if heaven is like this, I don't want to be there 10,000 years, or 10 days, or 10 hours.
That's not what heaven is like. And a lot of people paint heaven like it's a bunch of clouds and harps, and I don't want to go there for 10,000 years either. But that's not what heaven is going to be like. You see, we underestimate God all the time when it comes to heaven. You see, God made everything on this earth that is awesome. I have seen some beautiful sights in my lifetime. I've gone to some beautiful oceans. I've seen some high mountaintops. I have traveled in some beautiful forests. I've had friendships. I've had incredible things on this earth, fun, laughter, all of those things that God has created. Why would we think he forgot how to do all those things when he made heaven, where we're gonna be forever? Of course, heaven is actually going to be better. The Bible describes it in several passages that heaven is actually going to be much, much better. One of the passages in Revelations 21, it flat out says that the streets are going to be made with gems. This is the author's way of kind of saying, like, heaven, like, if we pave with bricks here, it's that much bigger. Like, if rocks are what we use for streets here, And diamonds are what we use for streets there. Imagine how much fun is amped up. And you never get tired, so you can go surfing forever and never get fatigued or sunburned or get a rash or eaten by a shark, because I don't think sharks made it. I don't know, I'm just guessing again. Okay, so will heaven be fun? Guaranteed. I don't know what all the fun will look like, but trust me, you're never gonna wanna leave when you get there. Another question, are my family and friends gonna be there? A lot of you guys wanted to know, will I know my family and friends? There's a couple passages in the Bible that kind of alludes to the fact that you recognize people and you know people there. There's a passage that talks about there's uniquenesses to each of us. And so like in heaven, there's a passage that talks about like when they saw all of the crowds gathered around Jesus, we saw different tribes and different nationalities, which means some of those uniquenesses that make us who we are still there in heaven. But here's the thing that I think most of you just want to know is, are you going to be lonely? And the answer is, you'll never be lonely again. See, if you had a family here on earth, you're going to have a family there. And if you didn't have a family here on earth, you're going to have a family there. And it's so much more about God than it is about us. And I'm just going to have to keep going back to this one answer, guys. You'll be happy you're there. And whatever the relationships are, they're going to be more sincere and more deep and more trusting and more everything. So a lot of you guys asked, this is probably the question everyone wanted to know the most, is how do I know I'm going to heaven? That's a great question, and one that we have to answer. How do you know? Because we just described how awesome heaven is. How do you know you get to be there forever? Well, there's a really simple answer. You can't get to heaven yourself. So let me just be really clear and just put it really simply. None of us are good enough to get to heaven on our own. This is where Jesus comes in. See, Jesus paid the price. See, we wanted a ticket into heaven and we couldn't pay for it. And Jesus goes, I got it. I got it. And so when he died on the cross and rose again, he paid for our entrance into heaven, which is pretty amazing. And all we have to do, he's not looking for much. He's just saying, all you got to do is accept it. Nobody is good enough to pay for all of their sins. Nobody. As a matter of fact, the Bible flat out says that in John 14:6, it says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus spells it out really clearly. You want there? You got to come through here. And he's waiting with open arms. So why not today, guys? And if you know someone else in your life that has not accepted Jesus, this is the importance of introducing them to Jesus, because we want to spend forever with as many people as we possibly can. So guys, I can't wait to spend forever with you. It's going to be so much fun. But until we reach forever, let's go ahead and enjoy today, and we're going to have as much fun as we humanly can here on earth, and we'll just wait for some day when we get to spend forever with Jesus. We love you guys. Have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.